You have negative 5a cubed plus 25a squared minus 30a. We first look at the GCF we can. Let's factor this completely. All right, so we have negative 5a cubed plus 25a squared minus 30a. You can find the GCF by factoring each term. We start from 5a cubed. For 5, let's disregard the sign here. We can decide of the sign later on. So we have we have 5. Your a cube is a 25a squared. And you have 5 and a squared is a 30. Let's look at 30. For 30 you have, you can start from 6 5. Two numbers that will give you a product of 36 and 5. And of course, when you factor 6, you have 2 3. So that's 2 3 5 a. Let's circle the common factor here. We have 5. You see 5 5. Okay, what else is common? You have a and then a. So what's your GCF here? Your GCF here is 5a. But note, when we write our GCF here, we need to look at a sign here. What's the sign here? Negative, so you carry that. It's negative 5a. So always remember, carry the sign of your first term. Negative, negative. So we have negative 5a. So one of your factor will be negative 5a. And let's find the factors inside, or the factor inside the parentheses. We divide this by negative 5a, negative 5a, negative 5a. Negative 5 divided by negative 5, it's now positive. So you cancel that. A cubed divided by a, that's a squared. 25 divided by negative 5, that's negative 5. A squared divided by a, you have a. Negative 30 divided by negative 5, it's a 6. You cancel your a, so no more a there. We have a squared minus 5a plus 6. Okay, now let's factor 6, whose sum is negative 5. And since this one is a positive product, negative sum, that means your signs should be, is it plus minus? Okay, both negative. It's negative times negative equals positive, and negative plus negative equals negative. And what are those numbers? You have 2 3 or 3 2. Okay, now we can write our vectors. Note that this one is a squared. Factor a squared as a, right? So we have a minus 2 and a minus 3. Now we have another factor here, so we have to write the complete factors. We have negative 5a, a minus 2, and a minus 2. Your complete factors for 84. Right. Here's 86. You have 5m squared plus 45mn minus 50n squared. Okay. You cannot factor this immediately using the product and sum, using your C and B. But let's look at the GCF we have. We have a GCF here. Let's try factoring each term. 5m squared. You have 5 times m, right? How about 45? And for 45, you can start by looking for numbers. This product is 45. You have 9 and 5. 9, you have 3, 3. So we have 3, 3, 5, and how about 50n squared? Let's look at 50. 5 is prime. Bring down. 10, you have 2 5. So you have 255. 255 and n. All right. So which one is common? Only 5. How about variables? Do you have a common variable? 5. Well, m is not present here, so we have a common variable, right? 5. Our GCF is 5. What's the sign? Let's look at the sign here. It's positive, so it's positive there. So our GCF is 5. We can now write 5 as one of the vectors. In order to get this, we need to divide the polynomial by 5. So 5m squared divided by 5, m squared, 45 divided by 5, you have 9 mn. Okay. Negative 50 divided by 5, negative 10 n squared. Now let's find the factors now of what? Negative 10, sum is 9. We are factoring a negative number, so it's understood to be a positive times negative. All right, so what are these? Factors of negative 10 of sum is 9. Mm, are you sure it's negative 5? Okay, let's try. You have here negative 10, positive negative, positive negative, positive negative. We can have 1 negative 10, but the sum here is 1 plus negative 10, negative 9. Oh, it's just opposite in sign. So you simply switch, right? So switch signs. Now have 10, negative 1. It cannot be 2 negative 5, right? Why? 2 plus negative 5 is negative 3. But this one is 9. 10 plus negative 1, 9. So we have positive 10, 1. So that's why the factors now. Why are factors? Remember, we have m squared here. We have n squared here. That means the factors of m squared m. Factors of n squared n. All right, n times n, and now we put these numbers, right? Plus 10 minus 1, but no need to write 1. Okay, and we bring down 5. So this will be your factors. 5 m plus 10n and m minus 1n, or simply m minus. Okay, so if you have m squared here and n squared here, you factor both m squared mn, n squared nn, and then you put the numbers here in between.